Hey guys, welcome to Cricket Fanatics Magazine. This is your daily Fanatics call in. I'm your host Khalid Mohidin, and this is the show. We talk about all the major talking points in South African cricket, but we also give real fan opinions and reactions. So, before we get started and before we get into the topic of today, please don't forget to subscribe, click that notification bell for all future videos. Now, let's get into today's topic. As we know, the South African test, the South African squad has been announced. It was a squad of 24 people and 24 players. And there's been some omittances in the squad, but there's also been some great appointments as well. So I'm just going to go through the quick squad with you. I'll put it up on the screen. So as we got for you, it's the Proteas squad to tour England is Quinton de Kock, Temba Bavuma, Junior Dala, Faf du Plessis, Bjorn Fortuin, Björn Hendricks, Riza Hendricks, Henrik Klaassen, George Linde, Keshav Maharaj, Janaman Malan, David Miller, Lungin Gidi, Andy Nokia, Andile Pechlikwayo, Dwayne Pretorius, Kagiso Rabada, Debrey Shamsi, Lutus Pamla, John Smuts, Clinton Stierman, Piet van Biljon, Rassie van der Dissen, and Kyle Verreynne. Now, it's quite an interesting squad. Very, very unique squad. Very different, to say the least. I think there were quite a few people that were very upset about it. Some people were really happy about it. It's been quite up and down with regards to the reactions. I think what I'm going to do for you guys is I'm just going to read you some of the comments that we found on the different graphics. We got different graphics on Instagram. We put the graphic out on Instagram and on Facebook as well on our social media platforms. And I'm going to read you some of the comments that were made on the thread. So on Instagram, we had a couple of people saying get Markram in instead of Piet. Actually, two people said that in a row. Someone said Aiden Markram in, Riza Hendricks out. Another guy said Mr. 360 VKFC said obviously AB de Villiers, where is he? The cricket analysis said missing AB and Morris squad looks good. Apart from that, depends what 11 they pick. Janine said baie geluk Piet. Good luck Piet. If the guys are people out there that are not Afrikaans. Another person said, nice to see Pat Clinton surprise as well as no Markram. On Facebook, as you guys would know, if you guys do follow Facebook, people are a lot more raucous and a lot more feisty on Facebook. And they give their opinions very strongly and they can get quite over the top sometimes. But I'm going to read you some of the comments. There's about 55 comments on this particular thread, but I'm not going to read all of them. I'm just going to give some of the highlights. Let's see which ones are the most relevant over here for me to read. So one person, Mashan, says, what is Dala and the two Hendrickses and Smuts doing there? Surely there is better, more deserving players. I saw that, Werner, you were in the comments as well, actually commenting and telling people different things and trying to put them straight with certain things that they were saying. Like Hero said, overall, this is a good team, but when South Africa are playing, they should have to select the best players. For example, the prime all-rounder should be Dwayne Pretorius. And that opportunity shouldn't be given to Pechlikwayo, who is extremely inconsistent. Now, someone obviously commented on there and said, what is wrong with Pechlikwayo? Werner, I'm seeing your particular comment over here as well on Facebook, and I think that you've said it as well in the comments. You're not convinced about Dala. Dala is consistent, not convinced. Dala is consistent enough to be playing for the Proteas at this stage. He tends to leak runs, but hopefully he has turned a corner. Happy for Steeman, though, a good death option. Here we have someone, Mumedi said, great squad. Just glad that the Villiers is not there. He refused to play for the Proteas under a black coach. Let him stay out. We don't want a star. We want a team. Some people, what? No AB de Villiers. Hano van Sale saying world class white ball squad, Upper Dick Series win versus the World Cup champs. That's a massive statement. So those are some of the comments. I'm not going to read all of them because it's going to be all night if we're going to do that. But that are some of the comments that some people are saying. If you guys want to call into the show, I'm going to put the link now in the live chat for you guys to see, so that you guys can come join me on the show to give your opinions about the squad. We will be getting fan call ins later on in the show, and I hope that everybody is going to enjoy those too. But let's go to the live comments. We've got Bad Panda says, looks like Markram might become just a red ball player for us. Disappointing, to be honest. I think I was also very disappointed not to see him in this, at least the ODI squad, because of his momentum one day cup form. But it's quite puzzling that he doesn't see the squad. Um, there are some players over here that are a little bit. Some people might not understand why they're here and why they're not here. I'm still trying to figure out some of them. After my chat with convener of selectors, I had an understanding from him that he's going to look into the future. Now, I don't know how much or how much power, full power that he had, if there was a voting system to get a certain amount of players, if he has the only and last say for the for the squad that he's picked. Because what my whole understanding was that he's going to be looking to the future, to the next World Cups. That was my understanding at first. We got Ayanda on the line over here. Let's bring him on the show. Welcome, Ayanda. How are you doing, brother? Oh, you just muted, bro.
Oh, sorry for that. I'm good, man. How are you?
I'm good, thank you, man. Good to finally see you on here and get to talk to you. I hope that doesn't kick you out. So, give me your initial thoughts about the squad. I'm going to put it back up on the screen so that people can see it once again.
Yeah. I feel overall I'm happy with the squad. Bar one or two selections that quite surprised me. I also listened to your interview with the now convener of selector, which is Victor Mpenza, and he emphasized the point that he's going to focus on building for the 2023 World Cup. But when I look at this squad, I say 70 to 85% of the batsmen, specialist batsmen, are 30 years or more, if I'm not lying. So the only ones under 23, I think it's Yanaman Malan and Kyle Verena. And then the rest are 30 plus. So that baffles me. I mean, like, you're trying to build for 2023, yet you're selecting 30-year-olds and stuff. I mean, we've got players like Markram, which I was surprised not to see his name on the team. We've got Ryan Rickelton. We've got Rand Rolofsen, who was the leading run scorer last season in the MODC. Zubair Hamza too. So it's quite baffling that he selected a lot of 30-year-olds. But on the other hand, he might be like continuing from the last series we had against Australia, where we won, I think, 3-0, a whitewash, and then those guys performed quite well there. So yeah, quite baffles me that he selected 30-year-olds. But I'm quite happy with the squad, bar for Aiden Markram.
Yeah. I mean, I agree with you. I mean, and that's what I thought too. At first, I thought he's going to really look into the future and try to give a couple of young guns a shot, especially in the T20 game. I think for the T20 arena, I would understand why he's picked this experienced guys. Maybe that is because the squad is for both ODI and T20 cricket. Maybe that is what the thought process is over here. Maybe they will switch around. Obviously, I mean, obviously, maybe they're thinking T20 cricket, maybe opening up with Quinton and Pavuma and Faf, but then for the 2023 World Cup, maybe opening up with Yanaman, Quinton, and maybe someone else in number 3. So we'll have to see. Maybe Calvarena can maybe push up the order, maybe high up the order now, and for the 2023 World Cup. So I think there's going to be completely different teams picked for the ODI side and the T20 side. But it does baffle me that there's a lot of 30-year-olds plus, like John Smuts and Pat van Booyen. I'm not saying that they're not great players. I think they are. But based on what the convener selectors told me and saying that he's going to think about the future, and we have to think about the future, that baffles me a little bit. But I'm going to bring on our next caller, and obviously you know who he is. I have to actually, what I need to do first, Lubbe, is I have to show you the people what your name tag is. So let me just turn that on quickly for them. Where we go, edits. Bam. Yo, the squad. So, Lumavalo, let me know. What is your thoughts on the squad, bro?
Hey guys, how's it? Yo, yeah, you're the squad, ne? It's not a bad squad. It doesn't look bad. But I'm not sure if you remember what I said the last time we had a chat about the squad. I said I'm very interested and excited to see the squad because I feel it'll give us an idea of where the new convener of selectors wants to go, the direction that they want to take with the team. I was listening to his chat with you. I think I was listening to it last night. Yeah, and I was quite impressed. I was even more excited listening to him saying, and I had this picture in my head that okay, this is a
Marcus
really
Ackerman, Brian,
bro.
Raila Vantonda.
I was seeing a lot of youngsters in the squad when I was listening to the interview that you had with him. I was really excited, and I was in a match when someone sent me the squad. I missed a no ball by the way because I was so shocked that we have so many. I don't want to say older guys in the squad, but yeah, for me, I was hoping to see a lot of youngsters coming through. As I understood, guys like Aiden Markram missing out. To be honest, it's not too shocking not to see Aiden Markram in the ODI side and the T20 side. I think he's played a lot of T20 cricket and quite a lot of time now. But ODIs, he's a youngster. He's one of the guys that you are looking to build around. So it was a bit surprising not seeing him in the squad. Also, again, I'm still shocked that we are going JJ route in T20s. Because in the squad he's actually the only guy who bats and bowls some spin. So to me it says even building towards the world the T20 World Cup, he's the guy that we're looking to have as the guy that bats and bowls off spin. I don't see it working out. His T20 international stats they're not impressive at all. So for me, I'm still a bit confused. We've gone back to guys like Junior Dalla. I don't know how he got reselected in the squad, or maybe they felt he was never supposed to be dropped in the first place. Where's a guy like Sisanda Magala, one of the best death bowlers in the country? He misses out. How? Like I have so many questions around the squad, so I don't want to take the whole time speaking on my own. So I'll just give you, I'll give Ayanda a chance to speak as well. But I'm surprised. I won't lie.
Unmute.
Oops, sorry. What I wanted to say is, Luvalo, if it's cool, if you can reconnect once again. I think there's a little bit of noise on your line. I think it will be fine if you reconnect again. Yeah. Okay. Cool. And Ayanda, I just want to tell you, there's a comment for you right here. There's two comments for you right here. So they basically said exactly the same thing. Bad Panda saying Morgan is going to captain the England in the next World Cup squad. He's going to be 37, 38. Quibus Janssen van Rensburg saying exactly the same thing. Morgan will captain England in 2023 and will be 37, 38. I don't think Ayanda's point holds water on the 30-year-olds. What do you want to say to that? I'll give you time to rebuttal.
What I'll say with that is that nobody knows if Ewan Morgan is going to captain England for sure at the 2023 World Cup. So that's just maybe their opinion, I feel. Because, like, things happen. And I mean, we still have a lot of time till 2023. So, I mean, I've seen the England squad in the past 6 months or so. They've been, like, introducing players like Tom Bantam to the lineups. And I'm quite sure in the next 2 years or so, they're going to identify more younger players. I mean, there was a certain Sam Hain, if I'm not mistaken, was also on the squad that was playing the West Indies. I'm not quite sure if it was a test or the ODIs. Yeah, but I think as time goes, they're gonna like marshal those guys away. Your Ewan Morgans, yeah, probably Ewan Morgans because Butler, Besto, they just won this year. So by 2023, they'll probably be 34. I'm sure they'll probably still be playing. But my thing is, I mean, a lot of us cricket fans here in South Africa know of Markram's abilities. He's a quality player. Yes, like he's played about what 20 or so ODIs, and he hasn't performed. But I feel that he's the guy to take us forward. I mean, yeah, right now, yes, Quinton de Kock is the captain. I feel like Aiden Markram is the like next best talented player in this country. Bar maybe Quinton and Faf. But yeah, that's how I feel. I mean, like if you're gonna take like Lubbe said, if you're gonna take a JJ Smart to the squad, for example, now, say maybe he performs badly, what are you gonna do now? Replace him because it won series. So like I don't see the point of selecting those guys right now, especially him. That's John Smarts, Reza Hendricks. Like he's been given opportunities. I think last season he averaged in the Momentum Monte Cup. He averaged 29. So I don't know how he got selected. Maybe they were looking at his records in the SAA side that went to India for the one-day side, because I think it's quite a century and a half century. But I mean, he's been given enough opportunity and he's did one already. So I'd rather have Markram there and maybe Ryan Rickleton, players who can build on.
I don't want people to think that I'm a Markram fanboy here. Yes, I am a big fan of Markram, and I do respect him as a player and a human being. But what I want to say is I want to put a little bit of context with when it comes to Aiden Markram. Yes, he's played 20 ODIs and doesn't have the best of averages. But if you look at both occasions when he was playing ODIs, the first time around, he made his debut as a captain against the best side in the world, India. We got completely destroyed over there. They threw him under the pump there. Actually, they threw him on the deep end and expected him to swim with not even one single swimming lesson. They completely, and they made him captain as a youngster against a top quality India side that completely destroyed us. You could see how Chahal and Kuldeep completely turned us around. And that was a very difficult situation for him to come through and be able to perform. And yet he showed signs. He made good starts. He got like 30s and then went out and threw his wicket away, which has been something consistent when he's under pressure. And when he's under a lot of pressure, I feel like Markram tends to do that. He gets a bit impatient and he gives his wicket away. The similar thing happened with the next time around when he got an opportunity in the World Cup. Under pressure, top orders not performing. You're missing your main players, your bowling attack, which basically involves exactly what style of cricket you want to play. They went in that World Cup saying, we're going to play this type of style where we're going to bowl you out for cheaply and then we're going to chase down the runs. And what we're going to do is we're going to try to defend totals as best as possible and try to strike when we can with our strike bowlers. And then our strike bowlers were all injured. So then we couldn't play that style of cricket and everybody had to shift their game around. And I don't think they prepared for that. And yet they should have. Because Otis should have put that in place for them to be able to switch around if anything happened. So that's some of the things that happened. And then he gets dropped and then he comes back in. Like, for example, in the World Cup, I thought it was quite unfair that he didn't get an opportunity to, after playing for Hampshire and then obviously playing where their main place is at Southampton, they drop him against Southampton. When we played our first game at Southampton, they dropped him. And I'm like, but that's the ground where he feels most comfortable. He's used to it. Why not give him another run? Why just drop him after one bad performance? And that's the problem sometimes with South Africa. I think the selectors get a bit impatient and then they drop players left, right, and center instead of getting the extended runs. Right now, I thought pick a squad that is going to stick with us until 2023. Now, I think they've tried this the best of their ability, and I did think they tried to do this over here, but some selections make you think, wait a minute, are they thinking about that? Like certain selections where I was like, what happened to Zander Magala? What happened to someone like maybe giving Vian Lubbe a chance? I mean, you've got 5 left arm spinners in the side. We are all the right arm spinners. Like it's craziness. Some of the selections that make place, and obviously we as fans are going to be critical, and we're going to come here and say like we know what we're talking about, but we're just fans and giving our opinions over here. And I hope that everybody that is watching understands that. I'm just going to bring on another caller and ask him before you guys give your say. You just have to just put up your hand and let me know when you want to talk, though. I'm going to bring on him, Piwe. How's it? Welcome to the show. Just unmute yourself, bro. How's it?
Good evening, gents. First time on here.
Yeah, welcome.
I think maybe people might misunderstand the point on the squad here. It's not old guys and that are the problem. Some people actually still want a few more old guys. Like Imran Tahir was also a surprise for some of the people, because this means he's probably not in the plans for the T20 World Cup because he's not in the squad. So it's not just age that was the problem. We wanted some fresh guys to come into the squad. As many have mentioned here, give a chance to guys like Vian Lubbe. And I still feel like everyone's fighting for Aiden, but he's shown all the class he has in the local and in the local domestic scene, but he hasn't shown it in the Proteas setup. And I feel maybe they've been harsh on him or something, because the faith that has been shown on with other players, especially once you show how much talent there is. We don't say he should be there just because on talent and all. The numbers locally show that he deserves to be given a bit of a run where he's allowed to fail a few times, especially because he's been locally plays a lot in the top order, opening the batting. But for the Proteas, he's opened, he's played in the middle order, he's moved around a little in that ODI team. So I feel the guys that have been spoken about here, the three guys especially that have been spoken about here, the only problem, it's not really that the people that have been selected that are the problem. It's the three that haven't been selected.
That's an interesting point.
Yeah, so it's not really just, especially with the big squad of 20, what is it, 24, 22?
Yeah,
it's a
24
big squad. So, yes, 24. So we feel like there should have been spaces for the young guys to come and learn from some of the old guys, to come and be around them also and get a chance. So we build on to 2023, to next year's World Cup.
You see, my thing is when it comes to selecting older players, right? I've always had this point, and I said it in one of the columns I wrote. I can't remember how long ago, but I said, if you've got a youngster and if you've got a guy that is experienced, right? The experienced guy needs to be smashing it up at domestic level. You should be dominating at the age of 30, 31, 29 to 33. You should be completely smashing it up locally. And then it makes sense why you're picking him, because he's showing that he has the ability. But if there's a younger guy that is completely smashing it at the domestic level, shouldn't he get the preference over the older guy? Also, wouldn't you rather want a 22-year-old, 21-year-old failing at the international level than an older guy failing at the international level? That's who learns more from that experience, from getting a difficult ball, from having that. Ayanda, I can see your hands up. I mean, sorry, Lubbe, you want to go? I don't know which one wants to go first. Okay, cool.
Oh, no, it's okay. I'll go. There's another thing that I said before. I think it was 2 weeks back. I said with the new convener of selectors, I'm hoping to see a bit of bravery in terms of selection. And I'll tell you now, I look at the squad. I look at a guy like Keshav Maharaj, his class. It's a good bowler. I look at a guy like George Linder, good bowler as well. I look at a guy like Bjorn Fortuin, good bowler as well. All three of them are good bowlers, but all three of them offer you the same thing as bowlers. So for me, it's a matter of, are they really the top three best bowlers that we have in white ball cricket in the country? Because I can think of a guy like Imran Manak. He's a quality off spinner, and he offers you that right arm off spin option as well. So I'm thinking maybe you could have had him instead of maybe Keshav Maharaj, because at least George Linder, he can bat in your top seven as well. So for me, I'm just getting the feeling that it's always a continuation with the Proteas, be it coaching, be it selection. It's almost like they sit down and there's a handover and they tell each other, well, this is where we left off. This is where you need to pick up from. You don't get any sense of, okay, um, I'm not getting a sense of, I, as the convener of selectors, I've noted that we sort of need to change how we play the game. We sort of need to play a different brand of cricket, a more aggressive brand of cricket. But it's sort of we're still that conservative side that we've always been. So it's something that's always been an issue for me, and it still is an issue. You have three slow left armers in the same squad. Um, there's no variation in attack there. So it means if you play, let's say you play both of them in the same side, you literally have one bowler bowling 20 overs in that match. Whereas, for instance, I know Lungi, KG, and Anna, all three of them are right armers. But you look at a guy like Anna, he's gonna come and he's not gonna move the ball a lot. He's gonna come and hit the deck hard. He's gonna come and bowl really fast at you. And then you look at a guy like KG, for instance. He's also a right armer as well, but he offers a lot different from Anna and Lungi, which is what makes them a complete bowling attack. So now, if you're gonna have three slow left armers in the same side, I don't understand how it's gonna work out. Maybe they don't trust a guy like Imran Manak, but we've seen he's a right-handed version of Bjorn Forte. He can bowl anywhere in the innings. He can keep things tight for you, so that the other bowlers on the other end can come and attack. He also can bat as well. So I would have liked to see him ahead of a guy like Keshav, for instance. I'm not saying he's better than Keshav, because I believe selection is not always about who is better than who, but sometimes it's about who brings what, who adds what to the variation, who adds what to the combination and things. So having three guys that are pretty much the same thing, and all three of them are not big turners of a cricket ball. So you basically just have one bowler three times.
Yeah, you see, that's in his defense, I guess the convener is that he said he's going to use the domestic scene to also as well to see and scour talent. He says the domestic system is obviously the feeder for, obviously that's an obvious thing, but he's the feeder into the international side. And he never really had in his first tenure, he hasn't really had a domestic season to really look at with regards to selecting. He basically has the last season series against England and Australia to really be able to say, okay, these are the guys that I'm going to be selected. Yet he would have known as a panelist on Inside Edge, etc., what some of the guys at domestic levels do. I know he's very, very knowledgeable about that. I guess it's a very hectic summer, and I think it will be wrong for us to just judge him on the selection for this particular tour. South Africa also needs an injection of, I guess, hope, an injection, South African fans as well, an injection of confidence into the side. Maybe it's very important that we win this first 20 series and then experiment with the ODIs and then maybe test a few guys in the next series. I think that we'll have some momentum cup games between the two of that, I think, if I'm not mistaken. So there is an opportunity for more guys to put up their hands and say, look here, because we've got some talented boys in the one day in ODI cricket, of course, and in 50 over cricket in this country. Ayando, Apiwe, do you want to say anything on that point? No. Hmm. Who wants to go?
Yeah, can I just add?
Yeah.
Can I
Go.
go ahead?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay. Yeah. Here's my thing with this squad now. Like I said, I listened to your interview with Victor Tsang, and then I also saw somewhere that there's gonna be an intra squad game between the 25 selected or 24 now. So my thinking was they're probably gonna select um a certain number of young players and maybe a certain number of experienced players, and then maybe have it between those two. Obviously, they're gonna mix and match them, and then whoever performs there, and then we'll get the nod maybe for the game for England. So my thinking was that they're probably gonna give guys like your Matthew Bretzka, your Ryan Rickelton, your Grant Rolofson a chance, so that maybe if they do perform in that inter squad game or mini game or whatever it's called, they get a chance in the England game. Because I remember like the last time we toured India with the SAA side for the OEIs, Matthew Bretzka was there, Kyle Varane was there, Klassen was there, Sinetamba Tuchile were there and everything. So I thought when I take that group with experienced ones, your Russies, your Favs and everything, and then maybe get an idea of who like build a squad around. And then coming to a previous point, I wasn't like literally saying that those guys are old or whatever, but now my thing is if we take your Markrams like I'm saying now, your Grand Rolofson now, by the time we get to the 2023 World Cup, those guys would probably have what close to 50 caps, and they would have. I'm certain about this. They would have experienced like different pitches around the world, and then they would have enough experience on how to like play certain conditions, and then how to maneuver pressure situations should we get to those situations. But now, if you're gonna take a JJ Smart, for example, he's gonna play maybe this series against England. Um, if he doesn't score runs there, because I see like they've earmarked him as the all rounder, the betting all rounder. If he doesn't get runs there, now the selection is gonna come to a standstill again. They're gonna go looking for that betting all rounder in the domestic system, and by that time, like it's gonna be late because as you see, like we're under COVID and everything. I don't think we're gonna have a lot of tours and everything. So we should like start now and give these younger guys a chance to build. If you remember, like Riley Russo, in his first 15 innings, he scored 4 or 5 ducks, but he was given an extended run in the team and eventually got it. Same as David Miller. David Miller got into the team around 2010. He was 21 or something, and he couldn't crack it in the ODIs for a period of 5-6 years. But eventually he got it right. As you can see now, his average is close to 40. So I believe that if a youngster is given enough time in the national team, he will eventually get it right.
Apiva, do you want to add to that? Have a go, bro.
Yes. I was actually agreeing with Ayanda on the old guys. Not that we want them out, we just want the younger guys in there too. And I like Lubabalo's point there on Imi. He gives us another option. Tight, can bowl in the power play, can open the bowling first over with his off spin, and he's very tight. So we can bank on 4 overs of him in the T20 being going at less than 30 or in a 30 on a bad day, or at least in the 20s. But we can bank on that and build around something different. We don't, because now when you with the squad we have, the guy only Bjorn can bowl in the power play, but now that means we have to play Bjorn. If we go with another option, we are forced to keep our spinner, which is Shamo, for the middle overs. And from the squad we saw, the other option of bowling spin in the middle overs is John Smart. So it seems to force us into picking the 11 when we're picking the 11 for the game. We don't have options in there, because I feel with this lineup that they've picked, if we're going two spinners, would be very unfair to not have Shemo in the squad, who's been one of our best white ball spinner for the Proteas. So we have to go with Shemo, and then now you're stuck with one of the left armers. Which one do you go with? Do you go with one that allows you to bowl in the power play, or do you go with one just for the middle overs? So, because Shamo is not going to bowl in the power play. I'm not saying he can't at all. I'm just saying he's not going to do it a lot of the time because he's so good in the middle overs. And that's where he's built his record. So now, with this squad, we're forced to... I don't like being forced into picking my side, if you get what I mean. Yeah. So now, the only guy who bats top 6 and can bowl a bit is John Smart. Yes, HE can bowl Clausen, but I don't think a lot of people have confidence in him yet bowling. We would have liked to have him, maybe another option of Aiden Markram, not just Aiden the batsman, Aiden the off spinner too, if you want people in the middle overs. And then this option of Bjorn opening or Emi opening, if we had got Emi in the squad. When I say Emi, I'm going Manak, not Tyre.
Okay, yes. Cool. Yeah, it's an interesting point because Aiden told me in the interview that I did with him that he's been working on his spin bowling so that he can get into the side. I was very shocked that he wasn't selected. That was one of the major shocks for me, really. And also Vian Lubbe as well was a major shock. I'm going to bring on another caller over here. It's Abai. How's it, brother? How are you doing? And what do you want to say about the squad?
Let's see. All good here. Just not happy about how our CB went. But anyway, I think looking at the squad, surprised there's no AB. But then again, I think he's spending time with family. So, yeah, otherwise, looks a pretty talented squad. And I'm looking forward to the games.
Yeah, I think the main reason AB is not there, like Victor told me, is that he hasn't made himself available. It was as simple as that. And when I asked him about AB de Villiers, what is happening with him, that's exactly what he told me. And I believe him, I guess. So I think that's the reason why AB is not in the squad. I don't think Morris has made himself available either. I think that's why he's not. I don't know if they're going to be bothering them at the IPL, asking them, hey, do you wanna be playing for South Africa right now? Like, I don't think that would be the conversation they're having with the playoffs. I don't think even RCB or those would even allow them to give them a call during that period. They'll probably confiscate their phones. But let's bring on another call over here. I know he's become a regular now. Is he there? How's that now?
Hi, good afternoon, everybody. Can you give me a few seconds? I just wanted to correct the audio. For some reason, I can't hear a word what you're saying.
Okay, cool.
I'm apologize for the technical issues.
Cool. No problem. So let's talk to you about again.
What's up?
You didn't give me a long enough answer there. I want some more detail over there. Where do you think there can be some changes over there? Who would you have dropped? And who should have been in the side?
I would have liked to see Aiden Markram. I think he's an improving player, and I think he has very good potential to become a very strong contender in the South African team across all formats. So I think would have been worth giving him a shot. And let's see, definitely had he been available, probably Chris Morris. But otherwise, I would say I'm pretty content with the squad.
Quite interesting. And Anna, are you ready? I can see your headphones are on. Can you hear me? Just give me a thumbs up. Yes, no. Yes, no. No, not yet. No, not yet. Okay, cool. Ayanda, just let me know from your perspective. Um, there's not only, I wouldn't say, okay, here's another caller coming in here, and he has Aiden Markram in the title, so in his name, so I can't. Oh, of course, yes, it will be you. Aiden Markram is the future. Okay, cool, that's awesome. Abai has disappeared. Hannah, are you ready?
Yeah,
I can hear you. Okay, cool. You can hear us?
yes, I
Perfect.
can.
Okay. Lubabalu, before you go, and before you go, Ayanda, I know from your perspective, you looked at the squad initially. What are your immediate thought processes about the squad? Let me make you nice and big over here.
Um, Look, from a holistic perspective, I think we have a world-class squad there, and of course, the natural um first reaction is to look at who is not there and who is there. So let's just say from a perspective of what this squad brings and what it can do, and going on the momentum that we have built with the whitewash of Australia when they brought their best squad, and we had our fringing selection of our B team win them 3-0. I think that momentum and this current squad is very exciting. Okay, I of course there will be the main uh, reaction would be Clive Morris for a start. Okay, so I agree. There has to be just perhaps some sort of understanding if he's not available. What is the situation? Also, want to know, is Imran Tahir on purpose not available? Is he playing PSL or something else? And if so, what is the situation with his current selection? Because we know he hasn't retired from white ball cricket. But okay, what I'm suggesting is that it this team has got a great balance and it's got the firepower to win the World Cup champions England. I don't think we should be anything but confident about this squad. It can deliver in the same way that it did against Australia, a bit surprising to most, but I don't think we should stand back for anybody, even the world champions.
Cool. That makes a lot of sense. There's a lot of guys waiting in the back end. I'm just going to bring them all on. Let's start with Ravi to give us his say on what he thinks about. He always has a funny tagline at the bottom. Sorry guys if I'm just bursting out the laughter. I haven't seen this guy's face in a long time. So Ravi,
Hello.
give me your say. What do you think about the initial squad? You heard Arno's comments as well. If you can rebuttal that too, if you want to.
I only picked up part of Hanno's comments, so apologies for that. But what I can say is that I enjoy the well, not enjoy, but I've really appreciated the squad that was selected, and I could see what sort of the rationale was in that regard. I think I joined with a number of fans where I'm also just as disappointed that Magala isn't in the squad. And initially, I was just as baffled with Aiden Markram's omission as well. But in saying that, I think the priority for Markram is to prepare him for the Test series, weight of runs. So I think the selectors, it seems, just wants him to persevere in the 4-day game from the looks of it. I have a feeling we might be in line for a big announcement as far as the Test game is concerned. More than likely, he will. It's either between him, Algo Bavuma, that would take the mantle of Test captaincy, and I have a feeling that he is the trump card. Excuse the pun, in that regard. So I know Khalid is loving the fact at the moment because he's got a massive Aiden Markram poster in his house with hearts and little gold stars on it. But he's a gem of a guy as well. Very nice dude. But yeah, and I wish him well. And it's unfortunate. I was hoping he was going to score a big one this weekend. Hopefully, we'll see something magical from him next weekend. But coming back to the squad, no real surprises other than the omission of Magala. Personally speaking, I would have liked it if the IPL guys got a bit of a rest We know what it's like actually training and playing games in the Saharan Desert in Dubai, particularly. It can be quite challenging. And I just have this very sneaking feeling that if neither him, Ngidi, nor Norkia were to get sufficient rest, they might sustain an injury in the Test series as well. And we all know that the last time we won a Test match was when Pakistan were here and Dwayne Olivier was in the Proteas colours, and that seems like 10,000 years ago. So I think there's a lot at stake at the moment. It's not just about the white ball setup. I think there's a lot more pieces that really need to fall into place, especially along the lines of team leadership as well.
Yes, it's an interesting point because they have to think about also who should stay in for their cricket and continue playing, gaining some fitness and gaining some momentum leading into the Test series. That's also another thing that they might have thought about when selecting the squad as well. Who's going to be available at certain times? I don't know if that's a point that I'm making that makes sense. I'm going to bring Ayanda back. Ayanda, are you okay still? You're not lagging and things, are you? You good? Yeah, I think you're all good. Nano, do you want to say anything in rebuttal to Ravi before I go to Lubbe and Apiwe again?
Maybe just a short comment on the white ball and the Test formats that I feel sometimes we have an imbalance of understanding where our strength in cricket can be measured, and just a reminder perhaps to ourselves to understand where the quality of our cricket is not always measured in a bilateral series, as we say. But in this case, it is a situation where we play the World Cup champions, and we come off, one of the worst World Cup campaigns that we've ever had. So we do have a point to prove in every single time that we pull across, the Proteas shirt, given what has happened in, the recent past in the boardrooms. But I would just like for us to remain with perspective on where our strength is going to be built. And it's not going to be about how many T20s we won. I think that is a good example when one looks at Pakistan. The strength of their cricket is exploited in many ways, but, if we misplace our understanding of quality of cricket, the actual way that we build our strength is always going to be in the 5-day format. And I really look forward to, much more forward to see how we are looking in the 5-day format with Sri Lanka, especially given, what happened in the recent past. I think that'll build the necessary mental momentum for us to take on Australia, who's coming in February. So I just want us to remain with perspective. Don't get carried away, with IPL, mania and things like that. I wouldn't read too much into what's going on. It's just exciting to have cricket for a start. The joy of, a Protea fan by looking, going out and looking at a game, take nothing away from that. But I won't, put too much emphasis on what the results are going to be. I'd much rather make sure we whitewash Sri Lanka properly when they do visit us, because that will be where the momentum is built for the next World Cup.
It's a grudge match. We've got a lot of unsettled. We've got some unsettled business here. So we need to unfinished business. Sorry, we need to resolve that quite quickly.
Agreed.
Abai, you've been waiting a long time to come in and give your say. Have your say, mate. I think you wanted to talk about. I called you, mate. Oh my God, what am I doing?
Abai was waiting for the presidential address. He's waiting for the presidential address. Unfortunately, he's gonna have to wait a while. 30 days, maybe. I don't know.
Wait, before I say anything, you're able to hear me properly, right?
Yeah, perfectly.
Okay, I was having a lot of audio issues, but I think, going back to Magala, there were fitness issues, but then again, he's proven his ability over the course of an extended period of time. So logically, I think he did deserve an opportunity in this squad. I think he's very unlucky to miss out. I can agree with Ravi there.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to show you guys my weird analysis ability, my analyst ability. So when I was at the game on the Titans was the Cobras at Newlands. Sorry, 6-gun grill Newlands. What happened was, I saw Shamsi taking a run after the game around the field, a couple of laps, but the Titans fitness trainer was standing there watching him taking laps and obviously keeping him going faster. Shamsi, you on your time, you're not on your time. So I think that every single team got strict instructions that for certain players that are supposed to be in the Proteas side or in the squad, that they needed to take some fitness measures and keep their fitness up to scratch so that they can remain fit for the series and to see whether they are fit enough for that perspective. From that perspective, I'm not so sure what's happening with Sasanda Magala, if maybe that is an issue, because we remember there was a camp that happened with Shamsi and Magala, and a couple of guys were on that camp. I think John Smuts as well. I think that they had to go on this camp to obviously, I don't know, so lose some weight or whatever, or get some fitness in there under the belt. Lubbe, you're waiting over there patiently. What do you want to say, bro?
All right, thanks. I want to touch on something that Ravi said, but first, I just want to go back to the squad. But I want to say I want to see how they're going to use George Linder and which format they're going to use him. Maybe he's the guy that we want in the T20 side. The guy who's going to be batting in the top 6 probably, and offering us some spin as well.
Are you mid-sentence? Did you break up? I think he got frozen.
In the squad as an ODI player. So at the moment we just have a squad of 24. So it could go either way. So and to what Ravi touched on. At the same time, as much as we want the blokes to rest, they're quite young, eh? They're in the early 20s. They haven't had much cricket before the IPL. And as much as you want them to rest, you also want them to bowl as much as they can. It takes me back to, I think it was just before 2015. You look at how Monet Moka was bowling in white ball cricket. You look at how Dale Steyn was bowling.
Mm-hmm. That's true. Who
was actually bowling a lot of overs and who was not bowling a lot of overs in white cricket. So it got to a point. Oh my God, my audio. It got to a point where I'll try and fix it. It got to a point where Monet Moka was doing so well in white ball cricket, but Dale Steyn was not doing. I'd say he was probably below his own standards, and personally, I felt it was because he had been rested way too much in that format that he was struggling to catch up with those that were playing at that point in time. So I'd rather we try and rest them, but you still want them to bowl as much as possible. So I'm just gonna vanish and then come back. Just try and fix my sound quickly.
Cool, awesome, nice points made. Who wants to rebuttal that? Anybody put up their hand? Let's unmute your mic and have a go.
Go for it, guys. Either one.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just missed you literally for the last 2 seconds. Can you just repeat that, Khalid?
No, they said anybody that wants to rebuttal that can have a go.
Look, I think it's very important what Lubbe said. It's extremely important, but that's the one part of the coin. If you switch it around, you look at how overplayed and undermanaged Kagiso Rabada's workload was, especially after his heroics with the IPL before the World Cup last year. And we need to be reminded of not overplaying the guys as well. I'm quite excited to see the shift in attitude by Shamsi specifically, where you.
Whoa. What happened there? Okay, flip. Okay, anyway, so there's some network issues, guys. I don't know what is going on. Everybody's having a crazy time tonight. It's just one of those nights in South Africa, I guess. And I don't know if I don't think it's my side. I'm not going to blame myself here. I'm the host. Everything's perfect my side.
We will
So-
never know.
Yeah.
You never know. Might be America because everything that's happening over there. They're hogging all the Wi-Fi there. Trump is trying to get on there and the Wi-Fi. They're stealing all the Wi-Fi there so he can get extra votes.
I don't know how they're gonna get that man out of the White House. Man. I'm not even worried about the election anymore, man. I don't know how is this guy. They're gonna ask him to leave, and if they ask him to leave, who's gonna ask that brat to leave? Because I don't think not even his own family will tell him, hey, Dad, I think you lost this election. But anyways,
Please subscribe for that, guys. Please subscribe.
subscribe. We talk about more than cricket. We talk about cricket. We talk about everything, every single element related to cricket, politics especially. But yeah, no, I think this squad is absolutely exciting. I think that we need to read between the lines as well. There's a lot of emphasis on the red ball side of things that has not been declared or published as well. I think we should be grateful that we've got a 4-day competition back. I'm glad Khalid got an opportunity to see what was going on at Newlands particularly, and I'm sure over time the fans will be allowed to watch what's going on in the 4-day games. I'm comforted to see the likes of Marcus Ackerman getting some runs as well. I think he's going to be the next big thing very soon, because the top 6 has been under scrutiny in the Test team for a while. But I know that this call is mainly centered around the white ball side of things. But we have to bear in mind we need to bury Sri Lanka. Sorry, not bury. We need to play Sri Lanka in 2 tests at the end of this year. And we obviously it's a vengeance battle as well. We need to get on top of them quite quickly, and we can't send a mediocre team to go and do that. But I have a feeling that the team that's going to be sent and captain and provided for that series is going to be a top side. It's going to be full of debutants as well. And I'm just going to ask the fans just to be prepared for that. You might see some brand new names that you might not have seen in the conventional circuits as well. You may see an Eddie Moore. You may see Peter Milan get another shot as well. And I'm willing to bet my last cent that you might even see a Marcus Ackerman make his debut at the end of the year.
Cool. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give everybody in the order of the screen an opportunity to give their final says before we say goodbye. So Lubbe, let's have your say and say your last point that you want to leave the fans with.
For me, nothing new. I still want to see how they're gonna go in terms of the 2 formats. I'm keen to see who the batsman that we're gonna use that's gonna bowl spin for us. But I like what Ravi said, so I don't want to ruin it. Marcus Ackerman is definitely the biggest thing, the next big thing in South African cricket, definitely. But the squad looks good. We could have complaints here and there. There's always going to be complaints, obviously, especially from us fans. You'll never be able to satisfy us. We will always have complaints here and there. It's a good squad, even though it doesn't say much as far as going beyond 2023. But hopefully, the next series that come, we'll see where the squad is looking to go in terms of bringing in newish guys, youngish guys. But yeah, last thing, look out for Glenton Sturman. There's a quality bowler there, very exciting bowler as well. And remember to comment, like, share, and subscribe. Cheers, thank you.
Go ahead, Abai.
All right, so let's see. Final statements. So just like what Lubbe said, I'm really excited to seeing Glenton Stearman potentially make his debut. I think I've heard a lot of comparisons to Vernon Philander, so I would imagine he's got some serious potential. And as far as the whole season is concerned, I'm looking forward to great domestic and an international season. Excited to track the 4-day series. I'll be continuing those short reports, and hope we can see a lot of young guys make it big. Yeah.
Cool. Ravi?
Like, share, and subscribe if you haven't already.
No, absolutely. I'm delighted with the squad overall. I think much like Lubbe Bala, I also had a few question marks about some of the spinners that were selected. But the way I see it, you've got a ODI World Cup coming up in a couple of years' time. Now's not the time to necessarily experiment, but to certainly give some alternative options a chance and just give them a proper go. I'm absolutely excited about Glenton Steerman. I know that he was quite a big talking point in the 3TC. Again, that's a tournament that we won't get into too much, but because I know Khalid's got a poster of the 3TC next to Aiden Markram as well. Greatest match ever. Oh my God. All three teams scored runs. It's amazing. Go Kites. Oh yeah. You know? Yeah, I don't know. I just I like the fact that I think I worked out the average age of the squad, if memory serves, was about 26, which is good. Which is a very good indicator for the next couple of years. So yeah, exciting times. I don't think England are going to say. I think England's side, I had to look at them. They're playing some pretty decent cricket. They're not going to come here and play some 3TC cricket. That's for sure. Certain. I think they're going to play the real deal. Yeah, it's going to be exciting times ahead. Looking forward to it.
Awesome. So, guys, that's all we have for you today. Thanks a lot for everybody that tuned in. Obviously, I'm going to punt some of the shows that I've done. We've done quite a lot of interviews for you guys to go check out. So I've interviewed the likes of Dean Algar. He speaks about wanting to be test captain. We've interviewed Aiden Markram about why he feels about domestic cricket and what his goals are for the Proteas. We've spoken to the likes of George Linder, Carl Verreynne. I know that with the George Linder interview, it says, I want to be a Proteas, a Protea. I want to play for the Proteas. It means I couldn't fit the whole heading in to say I want to play for the Proteas more regularly. It would look ugly. So, guys, please read the intro of the actual description of the video before you just judge on the headline and the picture. Then there's also an interview that I did with Ziad Abrams. A very touching story that he has. Coming over from Boland and obviously getting a franchise contract. He says who his wicket is dedicated to. So I have a check at that video as well. It's actually doing phenomenally well at the moment. I think it has over 600 views, that particular video. Then I've also done interviews with the likes of Tianus the Brain, who said quite a few interesting things about Pretoria and about his aspirations. Then also I've spoken to Keegan Peterson about his knock, Cyril Irvia about his knock. That particular interview is going to be going up tomorrow morning. There was too much stuff happening today, so I couldn't really put that upload it. I didn't think it was going to get the traction it deserves by me uploading it today because there was too much that happened. I also obviously spoke to Jock Snyman as well. We will be putting that story up tomorrow. The interview is already in the exclusive interviews. All of those interviews are in the exclusive interviews. I also spoke to Shukri Conrad, so have a look at that particular video. And if you haven't yet, also look at Victor Impesang. Okay, guys, don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, click the notification bell for all the future videos. Don't forget to download the latest issue of the magazine. The link is on the screen and in the description. Don't forget to go to cricketfanaticsmag.com for all updates. We're hitting amazing numbers this month, so I'm really, really proud of my team for everything that they've been doing and contributing. And if you guys have a business and you're obviously looking to get more leads and more customers and automate your sales process and automate that system for you to get customers on while you're sleeping or while you're working, the link is in the description. We can help you out too. So thanks a lot for watching, guys. And I'll see you guys very, very soon. Take care, everyone.